Before we start this segment, I do want to say, Amber comes off like strikingly different when it's not told from her perspective.
She does. You can truly see her for the old man that she is.
Yeah. Boomer Amber.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
You can say it.
Amber is definitely gonna be like, like when you go to like an anime convention and like your teenagers, like your parent has to come, they just like sit around in the lobby for like 5 hours. That's what Amber's gonna be in this game. Although I should probably not say that, considering that already part of this game is about how Marina doesn't like being treated like a child by Amber.
Hey, it's not like she's gonna treat Marina like she's not gonna be the parent. It's like she's more like the person who is not into aliens or anime or whatever the equivalent is.
Who's narrating? I'm assuming it's Tess, right?
I'm just gonna I'll do it for now.
Okay.
Sin City's namesake held up particularly well on this afternoon as Maria retched headfirst into the RV's toilet at approximately 4:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I warned you about going on one of your binges after eating shellfish. Joe
cringed at the sound of cocktails, both shrimp and mix plopping into the water. She held her hair in a tight ponytail. She held the burn with the toilet.
Or maybe this is just all our deeds finally catching up on us. Only so many buffets we can sneak into before the universe starts tallying up those sins.
Another wet purge, and 2 cups later, Maria lifted her head out of the bowl. With a smoker's wheeze, she flipped Joe a weak, crooked bird.
Shove it. Your karma mumbo-jumbo is bullshit, just like you.
Not too sure about that, Maria. I know you're familiar with what they say about karma, because it's the same thing they always say about you.
At least I'm not a slacker like some bum I know.
With one last echoing pinch, Maria wobbled to her feet. She yanked away from Joe and used the sink as leverage.
We're all gonna be bums if you don't figure out this little financial crisis we're in.
You worry too much. It's freaking annoying.
Only half paying attention, Marina dug through the many pockets of her jumpsuit, the number of which she'd probably get bored of counting if she tried.
Consider we don't even have money to pay for our next tank of gas. I don't think I worry enough.
Give me a break. We're in Vegas, baby. Vegas, land of opportunity and all that crap. A couple of games of poker and we can turn whatever pocket change we have left into millions.
A devious smirk onto Marina's face as she finally locates her flask, as if it were the only real happiness she had ever truly known. She pulled a leather brown canteen out of her breast pocket and twisted the cap off.
Seriously? You've already completely crocked.
Maria closes her eyes and puts on her best impression of a California stoner. They were both from Missouri.
They're far from
seriously.
home.
And your own damn beeswax. You don't know what it's like to be me.
Unaware that Joe had watered it down the morning of, Maria took a swig of the bottom shelf whiskey, gurgled it like mouthwash, and swallowed. Pleasantly surprised it didn't burn as much as usual when going down, she took another sip.
No, but I do have to live with you, which is why I'm not paying you your cut tomorrow unless you promise to stay away from the table games.
Maria choked,
spitting the whiskey into the sink. It came out of brown spray.
You have no right!
Preemptive measures, I have every right.
Yawning, Joe sauntered out of the bathroom and over the beat-down leather couch. He laid down on it so often that it had begun to mold itself into the shape of his tall, lanky body. He fit in it perfectly.
I forbid it! I forbid you to have rights!
If you want to waste your money for the last job by hitting the slots, then be my guest. But we all remember the last time you tried your hand at playing a hand.
Hey, I would have won that game of blackjack if this court didn't double-cross her own flesh and blood and cheat for those thieves!
She pointed at the hidden into the cabinets above the couch. In the shadows, a small girl was curled into a ball and tapping on the cracked screen of a phone.
So I guess it's just an omniscient narrator then, right?
Tess
Yeah, it is! I'm just gonna do it like a first person talking, like, Tess refers to herself as the first person.
Okay.
Tess glanced up at her sister's piercing finger, then returned to the phone. The blue artificial light glowed on her face.
Yes, Maria, blame the literal child. Surely she's the cause of all your woes. Besides, Tess was a fair and impartial dealer. You're just a sore loser.
He raises his hand high enough to reach the cot and kept it there, expectantly. Tess gave a tiny sigh and patted his hand with a limp high five. There was no decisive slap to punctuate Maria's poor life decisions, just awkward silence. Bare minimum expected participation met. Tess rolled over onto her side and buried her knees deeper into her chest. Focus rested solely on the phone. In the cramped space, it was the only light that shined. Like this lately. Not that Tess was ever much of a talker, but whatever was left of it had slowed from a trickle to a drip. Down were the inquisitive questions and follow-ups to Joe's sick burns directed towards Maria. Even her precious license plate collection, once polished daily, was collecting dust. Joe stared up at the bottom of the cot, wondering if his gut was working itself into another ulcer, if Tess was really putting out strange vibes.
What if the kid just has bad vibes? Then it's okay to leave.
Yeah. You two don't even know how lucky you are to have me. I'm the one who keeps the show on the road.
What road? We've been camped out in the Treasure Island parking lot for 3 days.
And we'll camp out for 3 more if we gotta.
Joe couldn't help but feel tremendous pity for Mariah. Yeah. The treasure she had been searching for all her life had slipped through her fingers, and now, like with most things in her life, she was compensating. Only now it was with cheaply themed casinos.
Oh.
Yeah. I wondered if the irony was lost on her. Probably was.
You know, I can't just go around the city and look for folks who need handiwork done right. Don't get me wrong, I love a good get-rich-quick scheme, but there are more ways to make money.
See? That right there is your major malfunction. You're so small-minded, air can't squeeze through your fat head. Maria stumbled over to the beanbag and crashed. She meditated on the dark stain sticking to the ceiling, a side effect of leaving her beer cans out to soak in the desert heat for too long. How was she supposed to know they would explode? If you're gonna keep all that blue-colored crap, then you may as well go home and work your old man's shop. Otherwise, let me keep doing the thinking for the 3 of us, okay?
I don't know why I haven't really thought of them, but why were they allowed to bring Tess along?
Oh.
It's like
Is she an orphan?
Well,
Is she? Are they?
That's they mentioned their mom in the previous game, so maybe their mom's just worse than Maria.
Probably.
Which is a depressing thought.
I guess.
Like, imagine being raised by Maria and Joe.
I mean, like, Tess is right there. Tess is, like, the unholy, like, offspring of that.
Yeah.
If there were a set amount of points Joe could pull from every day and put towards lecturing Marina, it would be right about now that he had reached his daily maximum. Rather than go into debt, which at this rate was going to happen literally, and pull from the morrow's points, he slipped his bandana over his eyes and cozied deeper into the couch.
Whatever you say, Maria. Just don't forget about the alien convention tomorrow. If we're lucky, you'll get abducted.
Maria scoffed, though Eurymachus did most of the work.
Why should I have to go to some crummy convention? Those tickets would be worth more if we scalped them off to some sweaty nerd.
In case you've forgotten, and trust me, I know you have, it's your sister's birthday. And as much as I would like to gift her therapy after everything that went down in Texas, this option is cheaper.
For a moment, the RV felt like the inside of an icebox. The three of them could only shudder as they recalled the events that occurred in the Lone Star State. Some treasure hunts were busts, others were more explodey.
If you still don't want to stick around by the time we're there, then go wander off to the swap meet or something. Just make sure Tess knows why her big sis doesn't care to spend her special day with her.
Give me a break. If you're gonna break my balls with a guilt trip, then at least swing a little harder.
It's not a guilt trip if it's the truth.
Maria bent her fingers into sharp claws, ready to strangle Joe if he kept testing his luck.
Hey, I'm a kick-ass sister. Best in the union, if you ask me.
You have some puke on your chin.
He wiped her face on her fists and wiped her fist on her jumpsuit.
Hey, twerp, you think I'm a good sister, right?
Like a tired dog, Tess rolled back over to her other side. Static boredom stuck to her face. You're the only one I got.
She's right. Smart kid. That doesn't really say anything.
The math isn't that hard, Maria.
She stumbled over to Tess's cot and leaned in. Somehow the whiskey on her breath was able to break through the smell of stale vomit. Tess tried not to breathe through her nose.
How come you don't get out of bed anymore, huh? You break a toe or something?
She has depression.
No, I just don't want to get out. She tapped the phone once. Message sent.
Hold on. Don't tell me you're using my phone to text that ditz again.
She swiped the phone right out of Tess's hands. Tess made a limp grasp for it, but it was too slow. You could at least remember her name.
Is there anybody else you could text? You not have friends or what?
Why? You don't care.
Maria looked
At her phone as another message from Marina popped up. She swiped it away. Tessa changed Maria's lock screen to a rendition of American Gothic, where the husband and wife's summer depression-era faces had been replaced with oversized sunflowers. Her eyes shifted up to Tess, who glanced away in the microsecond there was contact. Instantly, Tess just looked at the wall across from the RV. The space was naked and empty. With a tired sigh, Maria tossed her phone back to Tess.
Just don't go snooping in my journal.
Maria flopped down on the couch and clutched her aching head. It had felt better after she had checked everything up, but now it was starting to throb again. I've been trying to call Mom. Hasn't picked up yet.
Big surprise there.
Don't worry, kiddo. I'm sure she won't forget about it this year. Implying she has other years.
Oh no.
Maria chose from one of the several cans spread around her. She took the last gulp of stale beer and crushed it in her fist.
Quit lying to her. The old hag is probably too busy choking on a bottle of wine when she ain't busy choking on
Ahem.
Joe pointed up at Tess, thrusting his arm for emphasis. In her head, Tess thought of all the words she knew that started with D, but none of the ones she knew seemed to work.
I remember when I was like a kid, like you find out about curse words and it's really cool. And it's like, but you hear about like these legendary ones, like the F word. And I was like, me and my brother would like spend nights thinking like, okay, but like what word that starts with F could be like this like horrible word, right? But it's like, of course, you don't swear words aren't like normal, so it's not like it's a word you've already heard before. It's not like it's fresh.
Yeah. Curse words are just so weird, like societally. What? The truth's the truth, even if it sucks. Just ask my old lady. Thud, thud, thud.
Before Joey could even decide whether he wanted to counter that statement or not, 3 heavy thuds clattered against the RV door.
Las Vegas PD, we'd like to ask a few questions.
Run! Not these bozos again. Maria says A-cab.
Yeah. Nose goes.
Tess was the first to touch her nose, Joe second. Maria hasn't even touched hers by the time she had lost.
God damn it.
Trembling, Maria climbed to her feet, a xylophone with cracking bones following as she straightened out her back. She stumbled through a shallow lake of empty bottles and cans.
Push me luck.
No.
Now, she kicked the door wide open and unleashed her bellow upon the world.
Alright, who's the one asking for an ass kicking?
The door swung shut. All that could be heard now was muffled shouting from outside. It's a day in the life.